So Cleveland.com has an absolutely stunning report that I have to share with you about the upcoming election. They say one of the most prominent Democratic super PACs in the country does not have Ohio high on its list of targets for the 2020 presidential election, further eroding the state's status as a presidential battleground. A report from Priorities USA, the primary super PAC that supported both President Barack Obama's 2012 re-election campaign and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign, significantly downgrades Ohio's targetability, listing it as a GOP watch state along with Texas and Iowa. Wow. That's below other more traditional swing states like Florida, Pennsylvania, and North Carolina, but also historically red states like Arizona and Georgia. So they're now saying Ohio is like Texas. So in other words, it's most likely going to go to the GOP. And so therefore, and here's the important part, we're not going to waste too many resources trying to win Ohio. Ohio is a massively important state for the Democrats to win if they want to win the election. What are you doing? They sincerely believe, like, well, it's probably going to go to Republicans, so let's not waste too many resources there. I need you to contrast this with what lefty candidates are saying, with what Bernie Sanders has been saying for a really long time. Bernie Sanders has said, oh, I want to do a 50-state strategy because I think every state is in play. What? He thinks every state. So, listen, if you get him behind closed doors and you get a couple beers in Bernie, I don't know if he drinks, but if he did, and you get a couple beers in him, would he tell you honestly, like, hey, are we going to win Mississippi? My guess is he'd be like, we're not going to win Mississippi. But having said that, I'm of the belief, and I think Bernie is as well, that the number of states that are actually not in play, if your candidate is a real populist left candidate, the number of states that are actually not in play it's very limited. It's very tiny. I don't have the map in front of me, and I'm not going to go through the specifics right now because it would require a much more thorough analysis, and it would require looking at numbers and looking at demographic trends and things of that nature. But, I would say maybe there's like 10 states that are actually just too far gone, totally out of play for a variety of reasons. Partisan makeup, demographic makeup, voter suppression, gerrymandering, whatever. Like, there's probably only about 10 states that you can write off. Whereas, like, 40 states, if you have a good candidate who's a good campaigner, who's running on a bold policy vision, who's populist left, that candidate can win there. And the thing that's so frustrating about this story is, like, for Ohio, it's not even a close one. Like, Barack Obama won Ohio twice. You want to know why Barack Obama won Ohio? Because Barack Obama, despite all of his flaws, he was way more populist on the campaign trail than Mitt Romney. I mean, Mitt Romney, there's not a single populist bone in his body. That dude is elitist to his core. So when voters in Ohio, predominantly factory town areas, look at this guy, this Mormon dude with too much gel in his hair. No offense to gel. I can't hate. I got gel in my hair right now. But they see this, like, pampered, rich background Mormon dude who doesn't even know how to, like, go to the store and buy a couple items from the grocery store. He doesn't know how that process works. They look at this guy and they go, no, that guy's not going to protect my job. With the whole, remember the line of attack about Bain Capital and all the businesses that Mitt Romney shut down the business and outsourced the jobs. There was another, I'm forgetting the name of it, but there was another company that Romney was like a stakeholder in that was outsourcing jobs during the campaign. And, Obama's team very cleverly went and spoke to them, did interviews with them, and Obama was saying, I'm not going to outsource your jobs, I'm going to protect your jobs. So a place like Ohio, Obama won Ohio twice. Why? Because he's more economically populist, and he was saying, I'm going to fight for you. Whereas Mitt Romney was going around hitting the standard Republican talking points of, like, deregulation is wonderful. And aren't the people on Wall Street the smartest guys in the room? And you have these fucking middle-class factory workers who are like, is this guy for real? What are you, dude? So that's why Obama won it twice. Now, again, in the 2016 campaign, Hillary Clinton didn't step foot in many Rust Belt states to campaign, whereas Donald Trump, in the final stretch of the election, was holding rally after rally in Ohio and, those other Rust Belt states that are up in the air. I don't know, Minnesota, you name them. Why am I blanking on Rust Belt states? Indiana, like in all these states, he was just going in, just fucking rally after rally after rally, slamming NAFTA, slamming TPP. They're going to ship out your jobs. I'm going to protect your jobs. And people went, okay, well, this guy's obviously better. But the crazy thing is, instead of analyzing that situation, instead of the Democratic establishment analyzing that situation and going, oh, well, obviously the only problem here is Donald Trump did his fake populism and did massive numbers of rallies. Hillary Clinton didn't. She was massively elitist and did no rallies. Therefore, all you need is a populist Democrat to do some rallies and then the Democrats will win. Instead of doing that basic analysis, they're just like, I don't know. I'm looking at the numbers on the page, and it turns out that Trump beat Hillary by quite a bit in Ohio. Therefore, it's over. It's not even a swing state anymore. They're so dumb, man. They have no vision. They have no comprehensive vision. And this is what happens when you have people who are involved in politics, who are the data crunchers, who don't know anything about politics and don't know anything about policy and don't know anything about what sells and what people like and what people are going through in the country right now. There is no vision here. It's actually really sad and really embarrassing to show how out of touch these data crunchers are in the Democratic establishment and how little they know. Listen, hear me now, quote me later. If the general election is Bernie Sanders versus Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders is going to obliterate Donald Trump in Ohio. He's going to destroy him in Ohio. He's going to crush him. So we'll see. But I'm telling you, all you need is a populist left Democrat, and it is likely that a populist left Democrat would beat Trump in every Rust Belt state. I said it. I just said it. Again, clip this out if you want. Show it to me later. Obviously, it depends on who becomes a nominee and all that stuff. But assuming it's Bernie Sanders, assuming it's somebody who's populist left, they will beat Trump in every Rust Belt state. Every one. Every single one. Every one. I was just reading tweets yesterday. Lordstown GM factory shutting down, and they, it was a sad sight. They draped an American flag over their final Chevrolet that came off the production line, and people were tweeting, my dad is being laid off, and this is devastating, and we might have to move because we can't afford. All that's going on, all these plants shutting down, all these people being hurt, and the idiots, the Democratic strategists are like, we can't beat this guy in those areas. How little do you know? They're so bad, man. It's one giant grift. All the Democratic strategists, one giant grift. They're all just getting paid. They all just care about personal career advancement. They don't know how to win elections. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't actually care about this stuff. And that's how you get to absurd conclusions like, we can't win Ohio. It's likely Republican. Yeah, a place that a black guy named Barack Hussein Obama won twice. Yeah, there's no way any Democrat can win that place again because Trump beat Hillary. Maybe it's because Hillary didn't campaign there and sucked at it and was massively elitist. Maybe all you need is a populist left Democrat and they'll crush.